The WWC, what the world is watching.
Welcome everybody to the WWC QB18 here, and we are in the middle of Season 6. And for those that have played in Season 6, they felt it at this point. Missile is feeling a little unfair right now. I felt it in my own fights. You see it in the comments. The server's talking about it. And here's the problem. Feeling strong and actually looking at proof are two totally different things. So we get about 100 battle reports a week at this point. We have 3v3 going on. Must be something in there to be able to look and point to. And so we did. We found a good comparison where Missile overcame an 8 million power deficit and won, versus Tank, who couldn't counter 3 million. Whether you're Missile, your Tank, your Air, free to play, whale, it doesn't matter. The entire season has had this feeling that Missile is punching way higher. And when enough players start feeling that same thing, you have to ask, is that perception or is there something to this? So in the battle reports, we realize that we look at counters and we think yes or no, right? It's just a simple counter, done. But that's what we'll measure today. So you all know the triangle. Air beats tank, tank beats missile, missile beats air. Simple. Underneath that, we have a bunch of damage reduction, counters, gear, cards, deco, right? Everything stacks on top of the foundation. We can show with this first battle, which is going to be Missile versus Air, Missile has the favorable counter. Nothing unusual with that. What we're going to look at is how much disadvantage the counter can overcome. Because if the answer is a little, that's one thing. But if the answer is 8 million, it's a completely different conversation. So first we have Battle A. And special shout out to the Floppy for sending this one in. Shout out to 436. In this report, we're going to have your standard Missile team with McGregor, Swift, Tesla, Adam, and Fiona. And Air is the same. Carly, Lucius, Diva, Morrison, Skylar. And yes, there's no Murphy. And then again, there's almost a 3-star Awakened Diva that gains the stack advantage of having a full Air team. So what you can look at right off the bat is the advantage that you see here, which is 8.5 million. We see that 89 versus 97.5. But where else are there advantages for the red side on the right? Exclusive weapons, red side wins. We go and look at our other tab. What do we have here? Drone, 250, 235, red side wins. Chips, red side wins. Boost, red side. Components, red side wins. Overlord, red side wins. Tech, red side wins. Deco, red side. Battle cards, red side. Come in a little bit, 0.3 cosmetics back to blue. And then T11, red side. Wall, red side. And then also their bonus power goes to the right red side. So every major category of the report favors Air. Not by a little, by 8.5 million. But the result, you get Missile winning. Not by just a little, Missile won. Dominant. You can look here and see. Missile put up 161 million damage versus Air's 87 million damage. Almost double damage. So think about that. The squad that was behind almost every category in 8.5 million put that up. Now you say why? Well, first of all, you look at the numbers here. You have Swift. Swift does what Swift does. And so the longer this fight gets dragged out, snowballs, attack stacking, the burn pressure, constant scaling. You have Fiona, and Fiona is quietly becoming one of the most annoying heroes in the game because she doesn't just do damage. She's also stripping away the exact buffs and protection that Air relies on. Lucius shields, attack speed boosts, storm surge effects. A lot of what keeps Air alive gets chipped away. Air wasn't weak. The best hero is almost 3-star Awakened Diva, and she put up 40 million. The problem is, Missile had 3 heroes almost hit that mark. Swift, Fiona, Tesla. Tesla wasn't even awakened, but we'll get back to that. For now, let's just bank this number as 8.5 as our counter baseline as we move forward. Now let's compare this to tank in battle B, because if counters are equal, then tank should show similar behavior. So tank's attacking Missile, tank's the favored counter. The side on the left here, we're dealing with tank and a 3.5 million power behind, not 8 million, 3.5 million. And what happens? Attack fails. Now we'll take another look at a screenshot from sample C. And this was, again, another tank squad, different Missile opponent. Tank's the favorable counter. Again, it's behind by 4.3 million, and again, fails. Fence victory. Missile wins twice. But there's something here. It's not like this is a weak tank squad that I have. I have 4-dot gear across the board. I'm good mastery. I'm pretty strong across the board with 78.3 million tank squad. Kim's already awakened 2 stars, but it's just not even coming close in these Missile fights. I'm not coming close. Missile's destroying me in these fights. After we just watched Missile beat 8 million. That's the comparison. Not Missile beat air and not tank lost. The comparison's just the magnitude, the counter punch, because I'm not seeing equally powered counterattacks. So notice what I'm not saying in all of these arguments. I'm not saying Missile is mathematically the best troop forever. I'm not saying tank is dead, and I'm not saying air is unusable. I'm just saying if you spent this season feeling like Missile's carrying harder than the others, these reports may be a glimpse into why. Sometimes it's better to have receipts instead of vibes. And listen, I understand these are only 3 reports. It's not 100 reports. 3 reports are showing a very clear pattern. Just the magnitude comparison of these teams. As we get more battle reports, we'll keep testing it and we'll keep showing it. And I would say what I do with the information is free to play, low spend. I think this is the strongest argument I've seen for prioritizing missiles. Right now, Missile appears to be getting more value per point of investment than anything else. So if your resources are limited and you want a squad that's overperforming, that's Missile. If you're a mid spender, same idea. I would say Missile first. I wouldn't completely gut your tank team. You still need counters. You still need teams. The goal isn't to create one team. It's going to be to create multiple teams anyway. And if you're a heavy spender, you already know that. You're probably not going to change a thing about how your build is currently. And you already know what team is carrying the hardest. But here's the part that nobody's talking about. Every report we've discussed today has one thing in common. Tesla wasn't even awakened. Let that sink in. Missile is doing all of this while one of the biggest spikes of the season is still on the table. The awakening lever doesn't even come for Tesla until this week. I can't tell you exactly what those reports are going to look like, but I can tell you OG servers have told me that just unlocking it is going to give us 0.4 million power. And when I get awakened battle reports, I'll show them. And we'll look at the real data, not guesses. But if Missile is already overcoming 8 million power deficits before Tesla awakening, you can probably see where this is going to be heading. And that's all we're going to do. We're going to show you real reports and real numbers, the proof instead of the vibes. And when I capture the awakened Tesla battles, numbers probably are going to get ugly, but we'll have it. That video's coming. QB18, out.
Damn!